ladies and gentlemen, viewers of all ages, I am so sorry that we had some technical difficulties on this podcast. Where to start? There were some issues with, we were trying to pull some web pages up with the recording. Sawyer didn't turn off the mute on the camera. And like I said, I am so sorry Sawyer is fucking this up.
I am also so sorry.
And I would just really like to point out that we feel terrible that Sawyer is depreciating the production of this podcast, and we're going to get on him. We're going to get him right and make some changes here soon that hopefully he can recover from this. But yes, so there were some technical difficulties. Andy's defaming one of the most loved Pokemon of all time, Pikachu. As you can see, his rage is just filling up the room right now. My God. Hey, settle down. Chill.
He's not talking to me. He's talking to you.
He's yelling. He's fucking yelling. And quite honestly, his attitude is the reason for this fuck up. So, with many lashings, verbal berations, pranks, and
death threats. I mean,
physical and bodily harm, we will fix this problem, and it won't happen again.
It won't.
Hey, it won't happen again. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. This guy's gonna f you up, man.
Hold me back. Hold me back. Hold me.
I'm so strong. You're lucky. So.
I'm good, bro.
Sorry for the technical difficulties. I don't want to point any fingers, but. We'll have this right for the next one. Thank you. Stay tuned. This podcast is great still. We rebound well after major fuck up.
Thank you. Listen here, bucko.
Cracking the brew.
Ah, Vader. Good of you to join us. We are talking about space. You do live there.
Who is getting their eye removed first?
This is a very awkward way to start, but hey, guess what? We're going.
Oh, God.
Snuck it in there, boys.
Oh, God.
Well,
So,
the offer still stands.
I like both of my eyes in my head.
If the other two parties have not responded by the end of the podcast, one of them will be chosen by force.
Well, I just
Viewer
confirmed.
discretion is advised.
Help me. They are trapping me here.
We made a warning.
Well,
We made a warning. They can't pull us. I said viewer discretion is advised.
is that all it takes? Is that all you gotta do?
It's like, I'm pretty sure it's the Michael Scott thing, where you just declare it.
I declare bankruptcy!
Yeah. But if I say it in a
Love it.
really fast tone, like I'm at the end of a commercial, I can just go, viewer discretion is advised.
I don't like The Office.
Dude, we had this conversation before. You're just a communist. That's
I
all
am
can come
not a
up with.
communist.
Why don't... Literally, the only thing I got from our conversation with that is, I don't like comedic television shows.
No, listen.
Literally how you said
Listen, I was in a dark mind, or a dark state of mind when we were talking about that. Right?
place.
The dark place.
First off, I still don't understand how when we're sitting there and they move our tables this far apart,
Oh.
Corona knows not to come near. We're
Corona
safe.
knows.
We're safe. Why?
Corona knows.
No pun intended. I still can't get over that. That annoyed me.
Quick story time. We were out to dinner, a big group of us, about 10 of us, which we're allowed to do now. We were outdoors.
I'm pretty sure we're allowed to have like 25.
You can
outside,
literally
right?
have I
Okay.
think it's like 50 if it allows the capacity. We'll just say 25. We'll be nice, right? And
Fair.
this manager, I'm not going to say the restaurant. I'm not going to say who we were with. I'm just going to say us three were there. I'm not going to say the rest. But we're all enjoying ourselves, spending some money, buying food, buying drinks. First off, drinks took forever to get there. Forever.
And by far, we're probably going to spend no less than $200, right?
Easy.
We spent
Easy.
we ended up like $280.
Oh yeah.
Is what the bill was?
Oh yeah. So, we're spending some money here. We're buying drinks, having a good time. And this manager comes over and asks us to split into 2 tables. I shit you not. We literally move our tables, about 2 feet away from each other?
If that. Enough to where another person, 2 people could not have the table in front of them. It
They
was
had
like
to
at a
eat.
corner.
They had to eat
Off
with
their
their
lap.
plate in their lap. But somehow that solved all our problems in regards to the coronavirus at that dinner that night.
2 things that bother me with that. First off, they knew we were going to have that party there. They already knew we were going to have that party. When we walked in and said, hey, or I can't throw the name out there, but the person said we're going to have this many people, let's sit outside. Going in.
Yeah.
And even if it was a complaint and he had to come up, which I get, you got to at least come up, could have went about it a different way, in my opinion. But at least leave with that, be like, hey, look, we had a complaint. Sorry, I'm going to give you this appetizer. Is that cool? We just need you to separate. I'm sorry.
I would
have been so much more happy with that.
I think the best part about it was this particular manager was wearing his mask
The wrong way.
like that. So literally his nose is wide open as he's over here yelling at us for sitting too close together. Even though we're all in the same party. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure we got our food spit at it. It was still good, though. The food's always good there. I
It's
always
pretty
love
good.
the food.
It's pretty good.
It's bar food.
I also had a history with that manager too, that came out and told us to split apart. So
That's right.
Go ahead. Let them know.
Well, I mean-
Story time.
let them know.
well, all I'll say is
You don't have to mention. You don't have to mention any names
no
or locations.
names. All I'll say is he definitely deliberately kept me from one job opportunity, knowing that I wouldn't be able to get it under certain circumstances. And B, he was mad about other situations that happened with females that did not end in his favor. So
Well,
It's always the ladies, huh? Always the ladies.
I could say some non-PC things about him, but
we could.
We'll be
but we
I'll be
won't.
nice.
we'll be cordial here.
I'll be
We'll be
Two
nice people.
issues with that whole situation, 2 being separated. First thing I want to address, I'm offended you used my eyeball remover to open a bottle of beer, so we'll address that off air.
All I hear is Winston outside wanting in.
We'll address that off air.
Second.
How do you feel comfortable as a restaurant making 2 people eat off their lap?
Seriously, and didn't address that at all. I mean, their excuse is going to be, well, we said we needed to split into 2 tables. They could have easily just moved their chairs there. But it cuts off the party. You're going to have your back to half of our party.
Yeah.
The establishment already knew we had that many people coming. That's probably my biggest thing. If you don't agree with that, be like, hey, guys, understand you got this much. We're going to have 2 separate tables with this.
Just do it from
outside.
the beginning.
Yeah, set the expectation,
Yeah.
And that wasn't the case, and then I think they handled it poorly, and then I think we saw the result of it. What should have been an hour and a half, 2-hour thing lasted an extra hour, which is okay. We had a good time, but we could have had more drinks. Definitely could have had more drinks. We'd have spent more money,
If they
and
brought
we
'em
would have
out
tipped
faster.
better. I don't know if the person... I don't know if when we split the bill, how the tipping went. I wouldn't have. And I'm a person who tips everywhere. But it pissed me off enough that I've been like, they don't deserve, I'm sorry. The waitress or waiter which I don't even remember what it was, but they were non-existent. They were there enough for me to order a drink and the food at the same time, and then probably didn't see them for about an hour.
I think it took a good 30 minutes before I got my first beer. And then Austin, at the same time I ordered my beer, ordered a margarita. And that margarita came out another 15 minutes at least after. I don't know how that works.
I got there after you had ordered your drink, and I got mine before you.
Yeah.
And then I ordered another margarita, which took 45 minutes. I mean, I assumed they'd forgotten about it at one point, and then it just came out. And I was like, I mean, cool, margarita, but this was like 45 minutes ago, man. I was in a much different kind of mood. Some things hadn't settled in my stomach, like wings. And you know what I'm saying? I was much more ambitious person that 45 minutes ago.
Wasn't there extra tequila in that as well?
I had an added shot of tequila.
Extra.
It tasted stronger. It was definitely well tequila. It wasn't. I didn't ask for top shelf or anything. So I mean, yeah. But to me, it tasted stronger.
Do you guys like the taste of tequila?
Certain tequilas.
I can't stand tequila. Caitlin fucking loves it.
Patron is
Caitlin
good.
fucking loves it. Whoops.
Patron is good, but only for me, only as a shot. I'm not sipping tequila.
Right.
It's a shot or it's in a margarita.
I'm with Sawyer here.
I'm
My
not
girlfriend
about it.
Bree will just drink tequila straight. She'll put like 3 shots tequila in with a little bit of margarita mix, and then she'll go, "Hey, can you taste this? I can't taste the tequila."
I
taste
don't
it
understand.
and about puke.
I mean, I can do it. Like, don't get me wrong. I ain't a little pussy. I ain't a little bitch. But
Okay, all right.
I can
That's
do
not
it.
where we were going with this.
It's a
Okay.
preference
said
of
it's like-
taste.
no,
It's a
See, I
preference of
flinched.
taste, sir.
look. I can do like the whole generic. You got the salt, the lime, and then the shot. I can do that. Do I want to go pay for that? No.
If someone's buying,
I would rather get something else. I'd rather have some whiskey. Or I'd rather have I'd rather just take straight vodka.
nah. I don't know if I'd rather have a shot of tequila or just a straight up shot of vodka.
What a coincidence.
See, vodka.
All 3 of those options are right over there.
Wait.
I don't see tequila.
There's
I
no
don't
tequila.
see vodka either. I just see
The
whiskey.
alien,
The
the
alien
alien's
head.
vodka.
Oh yeah. See, we did that last podcast. That was fine.
That was fine, actually.
Although it
You're
did
right.
taste
whiskey
like
would be
rubbing
good.
alcohol smells, but I mean,
Yeah,
It's
okay with
vodka.
it.
You don't expect much out of taste of vodka.
Speaking of aliens, if you haven't seen our previous podcast,
that bitch is going in the center again. I just think it's cool as shit.
okay, previous podcast, we toasted with this whole little alien head vodka right here. You just, okay, yep. Yep, this
Boom.
guy, there it is, finally. We toasted with that, talked a little bit about aliens, opened up our mind a little bit. And we're going to kind of continue on that today with some space talk. We're all kind of wearing a little spacey themed outfits here.
Well, Sawyer's
Hey, there's a
Promptly-
planet on mine.
You got an alien, you
Red-
got a planet.
And an alien. I forgot about that.
If you haven't
It's our-
noticed, that's
it's our own
actually
logo.
that's our logo. Yeah.
By the way, I've got to do a shout out. Caitlin did the whole thing and got the shirts together. It's all Caitlin. She's the best.
I got mine too.
I just want to give her a shout out.
Shout out, Caitlin. Good job.
Apparently Austin doesn't like it, Caitlin, so you can just say
I
fuck
do.
him and
it's
shit
just
like
in
that.
the laundry. We
I'm
know
gonna
how
turn
that
this
goes.
way for the rest of the podcast.
Yeah, well, hold on.
It was nice knowing you, Austin.
I'd rather look at the thing.
Zombie thing.
Now
That's
you
an
blocked
ugly
my
motherfucker.
face. Okay.
Made you look really good though, Emerson.
I'm gonna do this podcast alone today. So yes, we're gonna talk about a little bit of space. Open up our mind even more. I think there's just so much out there. We were looking up
Dude.
some stuff with the Hubble telescope recently, Sawyer and I. And
Stuff was cool.
that, if you've never looked it up, that thing is absolutely insane. Some of the pictures it's taken, and then just some of the facts about it were just mind-boggling.
I was more impressed when you guys were telling me about it. The the mechanics of the telescope, it being built in the 90s, and like you mentioned, it has no real propulsion system. It uses like spheres that rotate as it's going around the orbit of Earth to make sure there's no friction or like anything, so it stays within orbit or changes its trajectory or
Dude,
anything.
yeah, that's
To me,
so
it's
crazy.
like, well, I go, why has nothing been implemented in that fashion, terrestrial wise? It's a little bit of a tangent here, but like, couldn't like a train system be ran somewhat on that similar kind of line?
I don't know. I feel like that's a big brain topic to go on, and I don't think our brain's big enough for that. I feel like a lot of the atmosphere has something to do with it. There's less atmosphere
for sure.
up there, less interference for it, less friction, less. I mean, I don't know about the aerodynamics. I'm not gonna try. That's why it's the unwise guys.
There is no aerodynamics.
Because I could sound like I could be completely off, but I feel like the aerodynamics on part of it is what plays in a fact with that, because that's part of the atmosphere.
Space is silent. So, like, if an explosion happened, no, but there's nothing for it for sound to reverberate off of.
True. So just keep on going.
It would, yeah, essentially. And I mean, maybe if you were near the object it reverberated off at the time it did, you would hear it then. But
so how does that work?
Because like, say if you we're in space and you exploded and I'm right here, I'm not gonna hear that.
No, you wouldn't hear it.
That's kind of crazy.
Like, did the sound waves just not travel? Like, they
travel?
Stop? Or is it so slow that by the time it gets to your ear, you can't hear it? Or
it's because, like, here on Gravity 2, we have atmosphere that contains everything. So, like, technically, sound waves don't ever really leave going that far up. But, like, within this room, sound is bouncing off of literally everything at this exact moment. Like,
I mean, I guess that makes sense, because don't they have, like, quiet rooms and stuff where it can be absolute quiet?
It's soundproof. Like, you will not hear, like, any, so I don't know if in the room you can do.
Like, I'm sure you could hear yourself talk if you're talking to yourself.
Yeah, or, like, lightly hitting something because that sound is happening right there and it's going to reverberate there. But in space, there's nothing for the sound to immediately reverberate off and go back to.
I feel like that doesn't apply when you're in your spacesuit, right? Because you're bouncing off.
Well,
of your
they
suit.
usually have, like, a comm thing, too. So they're talking directly through communications, which can travel through space, obviously. Like, we have satellite cellular networks, radio stations, podcasts. I mean...
That is crazy how, like, how much empty space there really is out there.
It's probably why it's called space.
It's just, I don't think we can really comprehend how much space there really is out there.
We can never do that because it's continually getting bigger.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
constantly expanding.
According to the Big Bang Theory.
No, according to, like, what we can see. Like, if you look at... It
doesn't necessarily pertain just to the Big Bang Theory. Like, I mean, to us, it could just be to us. It is, because we keep looking out further and further, and we just keep finding more and more.
But
I mean, I don't know.
What we've seen isn't like what is happening right then. So technically the universe could have already finished expanding and we're still looking at innumerable amount of years behind of what's actually happening. Like, it's done. It's already completely there in a manner of speaking, but I don't think.
Yeah.
So essentially we can time travel.
What did you?
Well, that's the weird thing about looking out into space is because it's essentially all time travel. Like, the fact that we know when we look at the sun, it's an image essentially of 8 minutes ago, or like something
like we would die before we knew it exploded or something like that. Right?
We would.
Isn't that what it is?
Yep.
Yeah.
If the sun exploded, even a solar flare, if a big enough solar flare hit us, that it would kill us or make us basically like, what the fuck just happened, before we could realize, oh, the sun just had a solar flare. Like,
isn't that crazy to think about? Like, you could be incinerated before you see yourself being incinerated.
I don't know if I mentioned this on the Alien podcast. I think I did, but I'll
like,
elaborate
that sounded dumb.
My astronomy teacher in college said, like, he came up to a student in the front row. He was like, moving the speed of light would be equivalent of me cocking back to slap you, and then I could slap you 1,000,000 times before my hand ever actually appeared to touch your face.
And that's not even his final form.
Yeah. Yeah, he evolved into much crankier things when you didn't show up to class. But so yeah, something could kill you before you even knew what was technically even going on. That's technically probably how the dinosaurs felt with that big meteor.
All right,
Do you think?
I want to take this back to the telescope.
Okay.
Because how in the hell in 1990 when this thing launched did we have this type of technology? I know they've been 4 servicing missions to go out there. I'm assuming to improve what's going on in there. But
Well, I'm sure they're constantly working on it.
but like this thing has the ability to be so accurate as like 0.07 arc second, which they broke that down in layman's terms. If you had a laser and you shot it 200 miles, you would be able to hit the head of which I forget which president.
Whoever's on the dime.
Whoever
That's
is
what
on
it
the
was.
dime. So a dime, a tiny little dime, 200 miles
Roosevelt?
away. I think so.
Was it Roosevelt?
No, Franklin Roosevelt.
I think so. 200 miles away, you could be so accurate to hit a dime with a laser. That's insane to me.
My response to that is give me 200 miles of clear line of sight and go stand with a dime, and
Wow.
I bet I could hit that thing.
Google's listening because I typed in whose and it finished the entire sentence for me. Whose face is on the dime?
Are you fucking
I'm not
kidding
even
me?
joking. Like, I typed in whose. And it fucking finished it for me. Like, what are the chances that I'm going to type that in?
That's courtesy of a
It is
satellite.
Franklin
a satellite
Roosevelt.
that's beaming through immediately.
How the fuck?
Yeah, no bullshit. Like, obviously it's going to show up now because it's going to be on the... But I got to that, and literally that right there was the first thing that popped up.
Who's the CEO of Google? He's pretty like low key, honestly.
Well, they used
I feel
to
like I
be
should know that
for a
name.
while.
Because that's...
He
a
probably
pretty big
has that
fucking
on
name.
purpose. The
Okay.
reason we don't really know his name, he's like, I'm just gonna.
We should space out. Do you still have like the facts and everything
Yes,
from the
I
scope?
do.
Because I'm gonna like while you're going over them, I'm gonna look at the fucking pictures on there because
Because they fold the steel, they get it red hot, just hot, so hot, like it's glowing orange. Then they'll fold it back over and hammer it into it again to create like layers, like a tree. So like if you cut through like a good samurai sword, if you can cut through it, it actually would probably have lines and lines and lines of different layers of steel that were folded over
That's
and hammered
crazy.
into it. That's why samurai swords are so coveted and so strong.
yeah.
Like they're known for being unbreakable, or they're not losing their sharpness. It's because to make something dull that is God knows how, I don't know how many folds go into a samurai sword. I just know the process,
I feel
but
like it's like 5.
maybe more. I feel like it's more. I feel like they do that like double digits at least.
Google.
But
If I start searching how many folds and it tells me samurai sword, I'm gonna lose it.
Hattori Hanzo.
for the legendary
that's from?
samurai sword,
You know what that's from?
no.
Can you name the movie? Kill Bill.
Great movie
Great
series,
film.
but it's been like
Great
10
film.
years since I've actually watched it.
Ooh, you should go back and
I
rewatch
know.
both of the films. It's always a classic. It's literally a bad kung fu movie western combo, and I love it.
I
Can't get
always
enough
like
of
the
it.
black and white aspects of movies.
Okay, so
It goes into black and white.
Yeah, like Sin City. I like that movie.
Hmm.
The movie Logan, the Wolverine, they did a black and white version.
Oh my god.
Dude, I don't know what about that.
They did a black version of Logan. I didn't like the movie in general.
Black and white, not black version.
Black and white. That's why I just didn't finish what I was
Yeah.
saying. I'm sorry, but I just didn't like the.
Yeah,
The
Denzel
Logan.
Washington was just
Jamie Foxx,
Wolverine.
yep.
I didn't mean to say
Jamie
Black
Foxx
Logan.
was
I meant to say black and white
Professor X.
Logan.
Michael B. Jordan.
I would watch that. I'd
I
watch
would
Michael
too.
B. Jordan be Wolverine.
He's just low-key cast a good
Bro, he's just a good
African-American cast
actor.
for Logan.
He's just a
But
good actor.
They did a black and white version, and man, something about that just adds like a whole different atmosphere to it.
Did you like that movie though?
I did.
You did.
I thought it was a really good send-off for, at the time, what we thought was the last Hugh Jackman appearance, excuse me, as Wolverine. So I was like, I feel like this is the proper way to go out. Like, he had spent his whole life after apparently Professor X had made this disaster happen, just taking care of this guy who literally spent his whole life taking care of him, essentially, like rebuilding his brain and everything. So now he's kind of doing the same thing, or at least maintaining something that kept him sane for most of his life. And he doesn't have his healing factor like he used to, so when he gets hurt, he like legitimately is hurt now. Like, and it just adds like, it's so bad to me. It's sad more than it feels good, because it's like he never truly got to like rest from anything. He just,
True.
No matter what he did, people kept hunting him down because they're like, we heard you had a kid. And he was like, I don't even know what you're talking about, man. And then they start lighting him up, and the kid does show up, and it's like, oh crap, like.
See, it's been so long since I've watched that movie. I've only watched it once, and I just remember being a little disappointed in it. But I think it was just because they kind of like botched his whole series up. I feel like some of those movies didn't quite line up every time they had.
I think his character was always perfect. Like I
Agreed.
think he nailed the part. Obviously, scripts can screw over like lines and different things in movies, how you're supposed to appear, but the X-Men series originally overall, I think, was before they realized they knew what they had the capability to do with. So it wasn't very good.
Well, I feel like they brought into play all those different, like Days of Future Past, where they kind of reset all the stories that they had already told.
Yeah.
I did enjoy that movie.
Mm-hmm.
That movie
Apocalypse was good for like its special effects.
Right.
Did you watch Dark Phoenix?
No.
I didn't.
I heard it was like one of the worst movies in
See,
general of all time.
I enjoyed that movie.
You just thought she was hot.
I mean, she is, but that's not just it. I enjoyed the movie. I like Jean as a character in general.
I liked her in like the old school, where it was like the older Magneto, when she was in those. I forget which X-Men that is.
See, I liked both of the Magnetos. I think both of the casts for those roles, like the older one and the younger one, I think those were great casts.
Michael Fassbender nailed it.
Yeah.
I'm just referencing whatever movie the older guy is in.
I know which one you're talking about.
Jean Grey. That's
I love
her
the
favorite.
She's a
scene
smoke
where he
show,
pulls
too.
the iron from the guy's blood.
Oh.
And he uses it to get out of the prison, and it's like, that's savage, which he did do to Wolverine in the comics, which almost killed him. He pulled all the adamantium off his skeleton.
That dude, that's oof. You want to talk about the worst matchup? Would be Wolverine versus Magneto.
Wolverine
as far as Wolverine's side.
Post adamantium, because pre he's just freaking bones coming out.
But that would be a fair fight, because then Magneto would just kind of have to throw stuff at him, and Wolverine can heal, so it's just a matter of who's going to outlast who, basically. Or Magneto eventually putting him in, like, I-beams that just tie him up, and he's like, rah, 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 rah.
I don't know. I think Magneto's still too smart for him. I think I think Magneto
it would
in that
literally,
fight.
he would just line him up in as many railroad track ties as it took to keep him still long enough for him to be like, so long.
Yeah.
And just not even like quickly get away, just briskly float off. Like, he didn't want to have to be in a hurry. He's just like, I'll see you later, Wolverine. And Mary Poppins.
Just
I'm
open up
Mary
the umbrella.
Poppins, y'all!
That's a
Which,
Mary Poppins cool?
Yondu versus Magneto?
Okay.
Dude, I still think he's overrated.
Overrated or overpowered?
Overrated. I'd take Magneto. He has a fucking dart that he controls with a whistle.
Yeah, and that dart literally can go through like anything.
Is it metal? Like, what is the dart made of?
Cosmic material, something Magneto's probably never controlled.
Or could he control? If it's got some kind of metal property in it. Anyways. We're on movies. I just wanted to go to... I don't know how we strolled on to the movie scene, but I know I brought up a Tori Hanzo's sword, and then we went from there.
Yes, okay.
The
I was trying to say, there's 8 to roughly 17 folds in a samurai sword. Anything over that,
Does it weaken
becomes too much diffusion in the carbon content.
So it essentially weakens it, right?
It
Starts to weaken
eventually
it.
starts to weaken it, yes.
That's crazy that you can fold metal like that and produce something like that. Why didn't
You
I
can't
put
do that?
I've done that.
I think that's cool, like a cool trait. Like if I could do that as a hobby, I'd probably do it.
I used to make railroad tie knives with my dad.
I bet it's
Get old
pretty
railroad ties.
satisfying. I feel like it'd be satisfying.
It's
is
really
why I'd
cool
wanna
when
do
you
it.
heat up, because we would make the handle instead of like cutting and carving out like a finger grip or something like that. We would heat it up real hot, and you just take a pair, literally get it so hot that it's easy. You take a pair of pliers and twist it. And you
Really?
just twist it, so it just twists the steel. So you get this twisting like square pattern. And at some point you leave the rest of it, and you just we would just grind down and cut and shape it. We wouldn't do any of the folding, but
How long is that? I wonder how long that has been a thing. Like,
forging?
forging metals in general.
I mean, I guess since technically like I don't know which one was first, like the Copper or Bronze Age, where they started discovering iron or metallic weapons.
Ever since the aliens came down and helped. They introduced bronze and copper.
Yeah, and ways to move 17-ton stone blocks into a pyramid formation.
This is bananas if it pulls back up again. Let me just go to this. I hope we don't get in trouble for this. I don't think we do, because it's just a Google search. 4000 BC. 4000 BC. The art of forging dates to at least 4000 BC and probably earlier. Metals such as bronze and iron were forged by early man to produce hand tools and weapons of war. The earliest record metal employed by humans appears to be gold. So they even have like a strong idea. I guess that's a strong idea, but they don't have a full idea
That's the
of when it
strongest
started.
idea they have. As far as we can confirm officially, like 4,000 years. But there's some things we probably found that suggest otherwise.
It was in the land of Mesopotamia.
That doesn't surprise me. That's one of the first great civilizations of the world. I did a project on that in high school.
Fun fact: dinosaurs weren't believed to or known to exist until 1890.
People didn't believe dinosaurs existed till 1890, or they were around in 1890 and then they were gone?
No,
Is that what you're saying?
People didn't know.
People
didn't know of their existence until about the late 1800s.
I was gonna say, because there's some companies that have been around since the 1800s, and I don't think they've been chilling with dinosaurs.
No, I'm saying.
I was about to say, yeah,
we weren't even aware of the existence of dinosaurs as recent as 250 years ago, or whatever that math is.
I wonder why. I wonder if it was just because they didn't have the tools able
excavation.
To get down and excavate to that point. Like, how far do you have to go down before you can find skeletal remains of a dinosaur?
I mean, I don't think it was considered. I don't think it was considered a regular thing, or not even a hoax. I think it was believed to be a hoax until the 1940s.
Dinosaurs?
Mm-hmm. Because people would find dinosaur bones, and then people would just get giant pieces of wood and carve out bones and be like, "I found this," and
we'll find out. I'm trying to see how far you have to dig down to find dinosaur bones.
At least 4 feet.
depends.
If not more.
There's
at least.
I think it's California, the tar pits. They pull bones out of there all the time because there's a heat convection underneath or something like that keeps the tar bubbling. So every dinosaur that's ever fallen and sunk, eventually their bones get bubbled back up, perfectly preserved.
That's crazy.
So they've pulled so many different kinds of animals, dinosaurs out of there constantly.
Well, think about it, because when it's going to get a little dark, but when I buried my dogs in my backyard, I have dug them down 6 feet under and put them there. I feel like it's well over 4 feet.
That's what I said. At least 4 feet.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
It's a SpongeBob
It's definitely more.
reference, bro.
Is it?
Yeah, when they walk into the mattress store, SpongeBob and Patrick, he's like, "How many do you think there are?" At least 4.
That's different than 4 feet down.
No.
You said at least 4 feet.
No.
You could have just said at least 4. I still wouldn't have got it, but it'd have fit better.
Freaking
Shit.
Approximately
figure this out.
738 centimeters.
Okay,
hell did he
what a
just say?
misleading.
Listen, we're
fucking
not
title.
the rest of the world. We don't use the metric system.
You're right.
here.
We're one of only 10 countries that uses our form of measurement.
Yeah, get the hell out of here.
Excuse the other 200 plus that use the metric system, which is easier because it goes by tens.
Not
Okay.
12s.
Who did that?
Okay.
Which I'm
Thi-
sure
this
there's
is
an
just-
answer, but
There
This is
is.
one that just pulled up for the Plateosaurus
The platypus?
at the at the Snore offshore field,
was his name Perry?
and it had a hollow grave, is what they say. And this was found at 2,256 meters below the seabed.
Wait, that's the
That's the
lowest
seabed.
That's the deepest dinosaur.
they found? And that was an ocean-dwelling creature.
That was
so
in the
that makes
seabed.
sense.
Yeah, it was in the seabed.
How the fuck did we get that deep?
Submarines.
The world's deepest dinosaur finding was at 2,256 meters below meters.
So
So
a
that's-
meter is 2.2 feet or 2.2 something else, but so that's
Go ahead.
hold on. How many meters? 2,500?
2200.
2,200? So it's about
22 and a half.
46, 4,800 between that range feet below sea level. So almost a mile.
I was watching a video the other day on depths of the ocean. I think the deepest dive.
It's a trench somewhere.
The Mariana Trench, yeah.
Yeah.
But the deepest dive a human has ever done was, I think it was 500 feet.
Like
or
the free divers.
a free dive
Yeah.
under one breath of air. He dove, I think it was 500, 700 feet straight down.
I think it's 750.
Let me look this up.
And they can hold their breath for 15 minutes.
Okay, deepest free dive world record. Bro. He took one breath and dove with goggles and a snorkel 702 feet straight down. You can't, sunlight isn't even there anymore.
No.
Light doesn't show at that depth anymore.
Does it say that?
I'm about to tell you.
According to Emerson, light doesn't show at that depth anymore.
Excuse me, I'm way off.
Because what I just saw was 40 feet.
No, I'm
Unfortunately,
way off.
I didn't want to say anything because it was just saying it was just a little caption off of something.
Wait, the record is 40 feet?
Okay. The
That's
record for
probably
such
no
a dive is
snorkel.
approximately 427 feet by Alexei Molchanov. For men, 351 feet by Alessi Zecchini. Wait, that's for women. Okay. So 427 for men and 351 for women is the record.
Is that feet or meters?
That is feet.
You sure? I just
That-
looked up the world record.
That is feet.
Okay. Well, so I was wrong.
So this no equipment. It's just them. If I jumped in the water right now, that's what this is for.
that's without even a
Yeah,
mask.
that's just free diving with no equipment.
Okay, so this guy did it with a mask and a snorkel, which still isn't breathing apparatus. I mean, you're just going straight
This
down.
may sound dumb, but how does a snorkel really help you underwater?
It doesn't.
Yeah.
That he took
I think
one
it would.
big-
I
big
think it would be
breath.
more of if you have it's a one tube of where you can let a little bit of air at a time, like carbon dioxide or whatever.
You would blow bubbles.
Unwise guy comment.
No, you'd blow
I
bubbles.
feel like
That's
it's
it.
easier to control how much you exhale with the snorkel on.
Yeah.
Know
Alright.
zero about snorkeling,
Yeah.
so that
So-
could be way off.
So sunlight. All right. So the ocean is broken up into 3 different zones based on light. There's the sunlight zone, the twilight zone, and the midnight zone.
The Twilight Zone.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So sunlight zone ends at roughly 200 meters, and it says sunlight rarely penetrates beyond this zone. It can still hit in the twilight zone though. Up to 1,000 meters. At 1,000 meters, it's the midnight zone. It's dark.
Which is crazy because I thought this was crazy. This had a special swimsuit on, but in 1988, a French commercial diver fixed an undersea pipe at a depth of more than 1,750 feet using a sophisticated breathing equipment without any sort of special swimsuit. Okay, without a swimsuit. This is deeper than most skyscrapers and nearly as deep as the Burj Al Khalifa.
That's the tallest building in the world.
Burj Al Khalifa.
It's in
Dubai?
Dubai, yeah.
Oh, is that big twisty one?
The
That
big-
sounded so dumb. God.
Yeah, the big twisty
The big
one.
twisty one, it's got the 3 pillars of building going up. Is that it?
It's the big twisty one, Sawyer.
God, I know. That sounded so dumb.
Let's go to the amusement park, Daddy. Let's go.
The big twisty
The
one.
big twisty one.
I fucking hate you.
Let's go to Dairy Queen. Get a big twisty freeze. Like, get the hell out of here.
Ooh, what I wouldn't do for a tasty freeze, they're not blizzards. What a freezy. Makes sense. Tasty freeze, freezy. Duh. Sorry, we got 3 beers on this. I'm two and
No,
a
he's
quarter.
just dumb.
My girlfriend has gotten
Anyways.
home, so that's what they're freaking out
That's bananas.
Bananas.
I would never do that because I'm too scared of drowning.
I'm
scared
scared of the
creatures.
sea life, yeah.
Yes, the creatures
It's
down
not
there.
the drowning.
That wouldn't even
That wouldn't bother you.
So get this. Hold on. Get this. I was about to go in and say this.
He
when
punched a shark.
I punched a shark and I made him swim away. Okay, brother?
Trump 2020. That's basically what you're about to tell me.
Because I had a
boy.
country accent.
No.
I'm a Trump supporter.
Because you punched a
Actually,
shark.
yeah.
That's the only thing that qualifies me to be
No,
a Trump
sometimes
supporter.
you do fall into that category. Trump supporters fall into 3 categories. I'm going to offend people here. I don't really care. 1, you have guns.
Okay.
2, you got a country accent.
I do like my guns. I can't have a country accent.
Shit, what was the 3rd one? I literally thought of this on our way over here. I'm not even going to lie.
Okay. Dead air. Let's not get into this. I just want to fuck with you. Anyways, what I was saying is if I'm in, it's weird. It's a weird. It's a weird mentality
I'm
because
just saying. He
Did
fell
you
under
know
2 of those
there are
categories.
monkeys that do this
First off, let's
as
go-
a sign of distress when they need help?
Anyways, that's another topic for another day. We can talk about it if you want. But
No
where I was going with
politics.
this, as far as in the ocean, if I'm wading water and everything, I freak the hell out when in the water. I don't know why it is. I got a story I can tell you too that it was pretty funny. But if I was to be dropped into the ocean, if I know I'm going out there and I'm excavating or whatever, I'm just going to free dive, scuba, it wouldn't freak me out as much, as I'm sitting right now. I'm sure maybe if I'm in the scenario, it'd be different. But thinking about it, it doesn't freak me out because I know where I'm going and I know what could potentially be around there. When you're just wading water, I can't see the bottom of the ocean that I'm standing on. Something about it freaks me out. Something could just swim up and just you're gone.
One word.
But
Yeah,
being
no
out
shit.
there, it doesn't really bother me. It would just
Jellyfish.
Mine would be my drowning. Something would
hate-
happen and I, for whatever reason, get stuck or something. That freaks me out more than an animal coming in and ripping my leg off.
I don't want to be stung by a jellyfish. Is my main fear.
Getting
of-
stung hurts.
But
hurts.
there's man-o-war jellyfish that can kill you.
Those things are 17 feet
The
long.
box jellyfish is the most poisonous venom on the planet of any animal, creature, insect.
But what's really your chances of running into that?
I don't know.
Unless you're just in the area where
But
they're
I see a
known to
lot
be.
of jellyfish are more towards the shore than.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been stung by jellyfish. It stings. It's nothing. It's not like your leg just
I'm
goes
just
numb.
saying I'd rather
it hurts
not.
like a bitch, but
I'd rather not get stung by one.
which yeah, I'd rather not get stung either. But jellyfish don't bother. I will definitely not go in the ocean if I know a jellyfish like stung someone I'm with. I'll be like, okay, I don't need to go in the ocean. Fuck that. But anyways, like it. Did you know that stingrays jump out of the water, like to impress mates and shit? I didn't know that. So we were at the beach, and we were doing all this thing. We're floating, we're going in the waves and everything like that. It's cool. And then all of a sudden we see something jump out, and we're like, what the fuck is that? Keeps jumping out. And we're like, is this supposed to be jumping out of the water like that? Like, what the? And I was like, nope, I'm out. I'm fucking out. I'm thinking shit's touching my leg. It's just like seaweed and debris and whatnot. But anyways, I was a little girl, bitch.
Rest in peace,
Punk.
Steve Irwin.
Pussy. Okay.
I always punch a stingray at aquariums to let them know Steve Irwin still got
Jesus
people out
Christ.
here for him.
This man has been kicked out of every aquarium in America.
For the record, I don't actually punch stingrays, but it is a subconscious thought. I'm like, you took one of the
motherfucker.
greatest human beings our planet's ever known. Well done. And I just walk away. I respect it.
That man would dive on crocodiles and be like, "Crocky,
With
look
a
at this."
baby.
Don't you think it's crazy he went out by a stingray? Not saying it's not a badass way to go out, but like a stingray, I felt like your head would have got ripped
Well, he
off
was
by an
known as
alligator
the
or some
crocodile
shit.
hunter.
Yeah.
Not the stingray hunter.
Or like I could see him
Which,
more or less
fun
getting
fact, he
bit by a
didn't-
snake on
he
accident.
didn't like hunt crocodiles and like kill them.
Never.
No, he like preserved and just
Dude,
tried
he's
to teach people more about them. I guess.
just an overall good person.
Which his kids are
Generally
doing
a
like
good
amazing.
human soul.
His kids are doing his work tenfold by now. Like they have their own shows and doing the same thing. So
This crocodile has the power to maul a human in seconds. I'm gonna go jump on it. Like that's literally his logic.
dude, I watched an interview he was doing, some like local news or some news thing where he had a boa python on his neck.
I know which one you're talking
and
about.
it just goes whack and bites him on the neck, and he goes,
does
oh.
it react?
He goes, oh, he seems to have bitten me, like, or something like that, like just casual. And she goes, the lady's like, oh my god, do we need to stop? He's like, no, he'll let go soon. He'll let go soon. And
It's
he
not like he could eat them.
and he's just like,
I'm sure it hurt.
and he like gets it off, and he's just like, it's
I
like they
mean-
do that sometimes when they're not in the natural territory. And he just goes on about how it's like a learning thing, like.
I wonder how many times he actually got bit by something. So many times, I bet.
The fact, I don't know if he had all his fingers, but if he did, the fact that he still
pretty
has
sure he
all
did.
his fingers, that should show his success with large reptiles alone. By
I
the
do
way-
miss like the late nights of just watching Animal Planet and shit, and Steve
Fun
Irwin would
fact
come
about
on
me, alligator/crocodile is my favorite animal on the planet.
because they, unless disease or they get hunted by something else, they just starve.
They
Like,
starve
that's the
to
only
death.
reason why they
they're
die.
immortal unless because they
I think we touched them. I think we touched them. Yeah.
they're just they're the closest I think we have to a living dinosaur.
It is a living dinosaur. It's not the closest thing. It is.
Them and like a Komodo dragon.
How long have those been around? I'm already on it, Chief.
I don't know how long.
Google.
But
At
I
least
feel
4
like
years.
in the way they act.
Emerson, I think at this point in time, you're just trying to piss me off. I'm not going to let it happen. It's not working. It's not
think
working.
it is. The fact you acknowledged it
No,
makes
because
me
I
feel
can.
like it's happening.
I've known you long enough, and usually it's the other way around.
How long
Usually
have you
I'm trying
known
to
me?
piss
At least
you.
4 months?
More than that, actually. It's actually almost a year, believe it or not.
That fucking sucks.
I know you so well.
Yeah.
Wink,
Some
wink.
would say he's even known you long before you knew him.
You did happen to come to my work after I was working there.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going with that?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Where are you going? Where are you going with that comment?
He knew where I worked.
He did.
Just because I have a few pictures, like 3 years running, it doesn't mean anything.
4 years running?
What was I Googling? Let's get on another topic. Let's not talk about my stalker streak, okay?
How long Komodo dragons have been around?
At least 4 years, you said?
I don't know, man. I feel like they popped up in the last 6 months.
4 months?
I think they were a result of COVID.
Oh God. Whatever happened to like
COVID
those
dragons.
killer like hornets that were supposed to come maul our faces?
Yeah, that was a concern for... Bro, why is it gotta be 4? Why
4 million. I told you at least 4. Yeah.
4 million years,
Yup.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yup. It's okay, sorry.
Bro, you already Googled all these answers before you came in. You're just bringing it up. So it's fake news.
I totally knew we were gonna go off our space topic to just randomly talk about
Fake
Komodo
news.
dragons.
Fake news.
Hey, look, another Trump supporter.
I was actually making fun of him. Is that the third category you're trying to figure out?
Yeah, you make fun of people.
Hey,
You got a point.
candidates, I'm the moderator here. Settle down.
Emerson,
Hey,
let's just ignore him and yell at each other with loud noises.
Loud noises. We talk over top of each other.
You are a
We
liar.
won't ever
Sleepy.
get anywhere.
You're supposed to... okay. You're a terrible moderator, by the way.
and we're back. Sorry, I thought commercial break would be longer, hopefully
All right.
for the rest of the show, but can we get some Super Bowl commercials in here? Anyway.
Dude, Doritos Super Bowl commercials used to be the thing you looked for outside of the football aspect of it, and I feel like they've dropped the ball like
Them
the
and,
past
like,
5
Budweiser.
years.
Yo, Budweiser with the little golden retriever dog.
They would either make
Wait,
you
what?
cry or make
Wait,
you
what?
laugh.
Yeah, bro, you haven't seen the one with the little
Is it
golden
new
retriever?
or is it old?
Where he's like
was
the
like
best
a-
friend with the horse.
Yeah, he leaves his farm. He leaves his dad. His dad can't find him. The horse goes out.
Yes. Oh, that was such
Brings
a
back
great
the
one.
tiny little one.
Caitlin, if you're watching this, that's another reason. I've been fighting with her because I want a golden retriever and she wants another German
Get the
Shepherd.
damn golden retriever.
I'm not against the other German Shepherd, but she wants a pug too. And dude, pugs, ugh.
You have the choice of a
anyways.
golden or a pug.
That commercial alone should sell you, bar none. I wish I could play it right now because we would definitely play it. Let's go
Chat,
ahead.
clip that.
Our gamers will know what he's talking about. Everyone else
But-
will be like, what?
But yeah, golden retriever. Let's go ahead and vote. Should I get a golden retriever when the time comes? I think you're outvoted, Caitlin. Sorry.
Because
Sorry.
our choices matter.
Bro, she
do.
She definitely hates me.
No, she's
She's never met me before and definitely fucking hates
No,
me.
because she
right, go
doesn't
ahead. Tell the
hate
story.
you.
No, go ahead.
She doesn't hate you. Okay, what was the food? I gotta remember the food.
Brussels sprouts, right?
No,
No,
I
it
hate
was
Brussels
like-
sprouts.
Chicken. It was chicken.
No, it was
Pork.
No,
just
what
like
was
a
the
pork
food?
rib?
I can't remember what the food
Noodles?
You just naming off fucking
Baklava?
food at this point.
Tiramisu.
was. Anyways, can't remember what the food was.
Mitsubishi.
It was very good. Not to say that I can't remember it because it's not good. It was very good food. It's always very good food. But she made it. I took the leftovers for lunch the next day at work. I opened it up. I think he had just like walked in as I'm opening it up. And he just walks by and goes, God, that smells like shit. And I was like, well, Caitlin actually prepared this for me, made it for my lunch and set it aside. So you're an asshole. I'm going to call her and tell her.
And he does.
So without any warning, I literally just call her and I go, yo, Caitlin, Emerson said your food looks nasty and smells gross. And she immediately responds with, well, fuck you, Emerson. Jokingly, of course. It was
Keep in
all
mind,
a joke.
I've never met
Never
this
met her.
person before.
Never met her. But I knew how she was going to respond because she is a funny person.
Great first
He has a
impression.
great sense of humor. They both thought it was funny. She doesn't hate him.
No.
Her food
They
was
hate
great.
each other.
She definitely hates
I think we're going to set up a cage match is what the next podcast is going to be. And my
On,
money's on Caitlin,
On
by
Fight
the way.
Island.
me.
I have
never
it
even met
scheduled
her.
on Fight Island.
I have it scheduled
Ooh.
on Epstein's Island.
Ooh, oh, God. That's what...
Sorry, I just dropped the ball. I'm sorry.
What?
What?
So are you like human trafficking my girlfriend? Is that what you're trying to make a comment on?
No.
Is she there against her will? Because that's
No.
usually what happens on
No.
his...
No. No, she's not.
Okay.
Ladies and
Anyways,
gentlemen,
that was the story.
This is taking
Um,
a turn.
Dark humor. Please don't be mad at me.
Look, I've been, like, I don't know why it's been sticking in my brain. I got to transition. What is your favorite movies? I don't know why this has been stuck in my head, but it has been stuck in my head, and I just
How
want to get
many
it on there.
are you giving me?
Okay, top 3 that
Top
you.
3.
Let's narrow it down.
Genuinely, like,
Let's narrow it down. Like your favorite one.
Objectively.
Yeah, like yours. Like I don't give a shit what your favorite ones are. It's not affecting me. But I'm like top 3. You could watch any day of the
For
week.
anyone that doesn't know what I was just laughing about by looking at my phone, they probably know I got another political text. And this may lose some people or whatever, but every time someone sends me a political text, my immediate response is, would you care to learn more about Satan? For anybody that offends, I don't believe or follow Satan or anything like that. I just want to see, hopefully one day, if someone's on the other side of those and their reaction. But
hold on, before we go to the movie thing, I've got to follow up with this. I would much rather have those, which I've been getting those, but I showed Jess the other day at work. I have been getting text messages saying, not even my name, like my dad's name, being like, Sean, were you sexually abused by the Boy Scouts? And if so, you might be acceptable for financial compensation. Click this link. And I'm like, why? Like, I'm almost 1,000% sure my dad's never been in the Boy Scouts. I've never been in the Boy Scouts. I don't know anyone, literally don't know a single person who has been in the Boy Scouts. Why am I getting these text messages? You've been in the Boy Scouts? They're sending it to me.
My dad was the den leader, though. But he was different because my dad's a pretty hardcore, like, believes in survivalist and actually like learning those skills and everything.
What the Boy Scouts are supposed to be about? But everyone thought it was going to be like soapbox derby cars or whatever and all of that. And we were out legit learning how to make fire, like at least with flint and like matches and stuff like that, like properly filtrating water in different ways. Like, good. That's actually like legit shit you need to know.
I know.
So if shit goes south, you can fucking survive in that shit. Anyways, was that the end of the story? I'm sorry. I don't want to cut you off.
That was
okay,
it. I mean,
let's go.
I'm just reiterating he was a good den leader, not
Okay, but
anything else.
Sorry.
Okay, no, go. I want to get it all out before we do the movies thing.
Have y'all seen the commercials or the ads on TV where it's like, if you have been sexually assaulted by a
literally
Boy
what
Scout,
those text
like
messages
there's literally
have
a
been.
lawsuit for that. Like, that's so upsetting.
That's what America is nowadays, though. In all honesty, they're just the sue capital of the world. We sue people here in America. You want to come to America, you got to sue someone
Listen,
first.
I'm suing somebody if they touch my boy.
Oh, I mean, there's going to be more than just suing on my end.
He's
Like
gonna
that's a tough one because I don't want to leave him,
Let's be
but
careful
I'm
with
also
an
probably going to
open-air
kill whatever
confession.
individual did that
Okay.
if I can get my hands on him.
Okay.
I will. Just saying. That's not okay. I don't have a kid, so it might change, but I'm probably going to do some kind of harm to that person.
So
I also don't have a kid. Okay, favorite movies.
me
Good transition.
first? Is it
Yeah.
me first? Three?
Yeah.
Why'd you have to say-
Yeah. Cool. Emerson.
Shut the fuck up.
I wish you'd stop
this
talking
one's
so
gonna
Austin
be.
could...
This is number 3. This is number 3, and it's gonna be a basic one that
Okay.
most people would probably listen.
The Notebook.
No, Saving.
Where you're going is a great movie. by the way.
I could have a whole tangent on why that's a terrible movie. But
It is an awful movie.
Okay.
Saving Private Ryan. That was like one of the first movies, I think, for me that actually invoked some kind of emotional thing.
I get
Yeah.
that.
I mean, Jesus Christ, in one of the opening scenes on like D-Day, there's a guy who gets his arm blown off and he's just like bumbling around and he finds his own arm and picks it up and he doesn't really know what he's doing and he's just still kind of walking around with his arm. A lot of people don't know Vin Diesel's in that movie.
Is he?
Where?
Yes.
Is he really?
So in the, I don't think this is a copyright thing or anything, but in the scene where like the first town they
we're
get
not
to,
showing anything, so...
the first town they get to, where they're like the Germans have bombed it heavily and everything.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a German family or something that's trying to give their kids to the U.S. troops to get them like, take them please.
He really
And
is.
Vin Diesel goes, I can't like stand here and watch these kids not be taken out of here safely. So he goes to grab him and a sniper nails him. And he's the guy laying on the ground that one of the dudes runs up and grabs like the letter from and he's like bleeding in the town.
Dude, I didn't even realize
That's Vin
that.
Diesel.
I know that scene, and I didn't even realize that. That's crazy. I mean, I just confirmed it. Yeah, he's in it.
Did he talk about his cars while he was in that
And
movie?
I don't know why. Look, y'all are hating.
You
but,
either ride or you die.
bro, y'all are hating. Y'all are. Go ahead, finish your other two, and we'll get to.
Okay,
we'll get to why
that's
y'all are
number
hating.
3.
I fucking love those movies,
Number
dude. They're
3.
so bad, but I fucking love them.
Number
And I'm not even a
2.
Kerr person.
Number 2 all time. I Am Legend
Mm,
with the original ending.
Will Smith
Original
is-
ending.
What's the original
my
ending? Not the
favorite.
movie
Where he
ending,
like
or
the movie ending where he like pulls the grenade and like
Oh,
runs into
yeah.
the spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't
I
seen
mean,
the
it's
movie
been
from
out for like
27
12 plus years
2007. But
13. Damn, I was close. 13 years. Fuck.
but
It's close.
yeah, that movie, I think it's just crazy how he just tries to continue like every day, like he has news recordings of everything that's happened for years or something.
I
Yeah.
love Will Smith. He's probably my favorite actor of all time.
And then number 1.
Is it Endgame?
No. It's not Endgame. I love the
See,
Marvel
I feel like you
movies.
can't do like a single Marvel movie
That's what I was
unless
thinking.
it's like maybe the OG original Iron Man.
Right.
But like, I don't think you can just single one of those out. Unfortunately,
My favorite movie of all time is Gladiator.
I can get behind that. I can get behind that. That's a movie I could watch. I could just jump in and be. I know what's going on.
Bro,
I can watch it all the
The
time.
scene
I
where
won't
he
get bored of it.
comes home to his family and they're all, spoiler alert, that was 2001, hung up, and
Mhm.
he just
Dude,
essentially just breaks down. That's like, I don't think I saw that before, like, but I was like, oh my god, that.
brutal.
I don't have kids or even really want to have them, but it's
Brutal.
like, and then the rest of the movie is just this man with nothing to lose, essentially,
going through life.
getting trying to get to the guy that did all of it. And
Who-
like the "Are you not entertained?" scene where he's just in the middle and he's just like shredded through every gladiator, every animal they've thrown at him, and he's
Well-
like, what else more do you want? Like, give me this little sniveling shithead of an emperor you guys fucking got, who had to stab him before their final battle, and then he still kills him. And the best part is, like, when he's dying, it's like him finally getting peace because he killed that motherfucker before he died. So he, like, lands in a field. It transitions from him landing on, like, the gladiator floor to, like, a field of flowers. And, like, his family runs up to him, and it's like...
There's one thing I have an issue with is I literally unwise guys comment right here because I don't know much about this. I feel like that's not how things would have went down. Not the ending or anything, but like before the guy who's ruling over the Roman Empire, because the guy who's the gladiator was a part of the Roman army.
He was a general.
Yeah,
he was,
and
like,
he was
one of their main generals.
And so, without any witnesses, he told, like, before he died, he was telling him that he was going to take over in his place instead of his son, and that's how it ended up him being getting destroyed and everything. I don't think that would have really happened back then.
Nah, they would have beheaded him.
Like, I feel like it would have just,
Well,
we're going to
even-
give it to my son, he doesn't
I will
deserve it,
say
but we're
that,
going to give it
but
to him. See, I don't know.
think
I
there's
could be
an
completely
ego
off.
aspect to, like, selling a general into slavery. And,
Well, he was
like,
supposedly dead. Like,
well,
like they thought they killed him, right? Like, 'cause
I thought they beat the shit out of him and, like, sold him into, like, slavery kind of thing.
No, because they picked him up. He was on his deathbed, essentially, and God, I hate that I can't remember his name, but I always reference him back to one movie, and it's Never Back Down. He's the martial artist of the gym. I can't remember his name, but he's a great actor, too. But he, like, fixes his wound that he's got on, like, the cut or whatever.
He's
He
got
stuffs
a-
it through there.
It's a very, like, African name. It's, like,
Is it?
Chiadowe
It's gonna bug
Okafor
me.
or something like that.
It's going to bug me. But I agree. That's a great movie to list on there.
That's probably my number one movie of all time.
All right, Emerson. While I'm looking this up,
How am
think
I
about it.
supposed- How am I supposed to get 3 movies?
Just the way I want to break it down is because with me, they're not the greatest movies, but they're ones that I could literally watch every single day
Okay.
and not get tired of them. And
All
they're
right.
the worst movies out there, probably, I'd have to say.
So my number 1 has been for a very long time is Remember the Titans.
Yeah, it's a great one.
That
Great movie.
being a football player since what, 3rd grade all the way through college, that just pulls on the heartstrings a little bit. That it's instantly just excited when I watch that movie. Anytime, my dad, same exact thing. He'd probably tell you the same. During high school football season, anytime it was on, we're watching it. My mom got tired of it, but definitely number one. Actually, probably the U.S. as a whole could rewatch that movie right now and learn a lot. Just saying.
Yeah, it's pretty divided. I agree.
Fun fact, my childhood movie, apparently that was my favorite of all time, was Lion King, that I watched every single day.
I mean, do you blame him? Great
It's
movie.
a great movie.
I'm sorry, I missed that. I was burping.
Lion King
Ah, yes.
was my childhood every single day movie.
I'm glad he didn't budge off of what my comment was, but you took it, registered it, gave me like a look, and then began to laugh. I was like, okay, good. It came across the right way I wanted it to. But Lion King, yes.
What the hell is my number 2 and 3?
So you got to remember the Titans.
Nothing on your hoodie there, pal? Star Wars.
See, that's another one
That's
that...
a whole story.
Yeah,
though.
like that's another one that it's tough to just
There's
pick
9
one movie of
movies.
those.
You want me to pick one?
Yeah.
The original 3 are the only ones that I could ever get behind, and I'm not a Star Wars guy, so
A lot of-
don't get
no,
mad
a lot
at
of
me.
diehard
But
Star Wars agree with you.
I agree with that.
Although Episode 3,
see, this
is
is where it
Star
becomes unpopular. I think they're also terrible movies, but they're so terrible that they're good,
get out.
and they're old. They're just older movies that I
Yeah.
don't think the acting was there.
Get out. You don't think Harrison Ford's acting was there?
Okay, that is one actor out of the
don't think-
entire series.
You don't think Chewbacca's acting was there?
There you go. Thank you.
You don't
Thank
think-
you. Thank you very much.
You don't think Yoda's acting? You don't think Mace
he can't
Windu?
even speak proper English, okay?
Mace Windu.
Can I just
Seems
elaborate?
so
I'm pretty sure
defensive.
Yoda was like an animatronic robot. I don't think there wasn't a person
See, the only
in
time-
the Yoda. There wasn't like a guy in a Yoda
Yes,
costume.
there was. All right.
Okay. 2 and 3, please.
Fuck.
I really have to pee. So think on it. Discuss something else. I really have to pee. I also want another beer. Don't miss me too much, folks. Think on it.
Oh no,
About
we're gonna
damn
miss
time.
you. Don't go.
Look, he's in the way.
Please.
He's in the way.
Just pee in a bottle or something. Don't do that. That's unsanitary.
don't think these guys want to be scared. Okay?
They'd be scared, all right.
If we
Lack
had,
thereof.
if we had a microscope on the podcast, they'd be terrified.
We could use the Hubble telescope. We might see it.
Good chance. No, there's not a good chance. Who am I kidding?
Who am I kidding? We're not gonna see it. Shit, dude.
2 and 3, man.
Two
and
and
3. He's gonna be mad when he comes back if you don't got something. He might punch you.
If I had to pick like a comedy, a movie I could watch over and over again is Hitch. Dude, I love that fucking movie. I love that movie.
I'm not laughing at like your movie choice. I'm just laughing that you of all people would pick that as one of your top 3 movies of all
Why?
time.
It's
Hitch
so
is
good.
2,
No. That's just,
2 or 3.
dude. I don't know.
It came out of your mouth. It's got to be in the top 3.
I'll give it 3 then, just because it's something I always watch if it's on.
That's fair.
You know.
That's fair. Something like that for me. I didn't put it up there, but it's pretty close. Is Fifth Element.
Isn't that Bruce Willis?
Bruce Willis, Mila Jankovic, something
Mhm.
like that. The one who's now famous for her Resident Evil movies,
That's right.
good or bad. Take your pick on
That
those
is a good
movies.
movie.
Oh, Fifth Element's a
That
great
is a
movie.
good
It's
movie.
like Star Wars on acid.
Right. Shit, dude.
But
I mean,
let's see if he hears me. Sawyer, grab me one.
good man.
But so Hitch is number 3.
It's up there.
I think he's gonna break down laughing when he hears this.
fuck what he
I
thinks.
know. I just that was probably the most surprising movie you could have said to me, other than like March of the Penguins. And so they strolled across the snowy plain.
Documentary.
Everything okay? Hi. Oh.
Hi.
That who just crossed in front of the camera is my lovely, beautiful girlfriend, Rebecca,
Okay.
who grabbed all of our alcohol. And that is Winston, who is a monster.
He's peeing.
He's peeing.
This
Oh,
is
wow.
great video.
Did he get it all everywhere?
Comic relief.
Justin.
So
Sawyer
yeah,
C.
that was what I have to deal with, ladies and gentlemen.
It's okay. You know what we'll do? Give me this. Okay, give me this. Oh, there's piss on it. Ew. Okay, now I got piss on my hands.
Welcome to Low Budget
I
Podcast.
swear to fucking God, I'm gonna kill you. Why are you touching me? Alright.
Anyways,
What the fuck?
I didn't really.
So
have
to
piss on me.
recap
I did a
that
little
chaos that just happened, my girlfriend grabbed some liquor, and then my 11-month-old Saint Bernard pit bull mix came in here and
Drink it,
obliterated
pussy. Drink your beer, bitch.
the couch, and then sprayed a spritz of pee into the air.
Did it? Where
Which
did it land?
I think some landed on this table. I'm not sure what these little dots are over here. Right here.
No shot. It went all the way. Dude, my beer is open.
God,
I have to get a new beer.
you have no idea how bad I want that to be in your beer right now.
We have been delivered
We
some
have
paper
been delivered
towels
paper towels.
from the amazing,
The
beautiful towel
delivered paper
fairy.
towels from the heavens.
I'm so glad that happened. I know it doesn't make
Well,
the
now
flow
it-
go well, but you know what? That was
Okay,
funny
hold
as
on.
shit.
Hold on to keep your laughter up. You're gonna love this. Emerson's number 3 movie of all time.
What's number 2 before we go there?
No, he
I
didn't
haven't
pick
given
2.
it.
Oh,
This
okay,
he
number
gave
3.
this one 3.
How do you skip?
Hitch.
I will say it's a good movie.
I like it. I this
It
is
is
what
a
I
good
said.
movie.
Go
I
ahead.
like Will Smith. I can't remember the dude's name. Kevin something, right?
James.
Kevin James. I think he is.
He finished it for
He
you.
was so aggressive with how he said it too. I think he's hilarious as well. Is that just see? I can't judge because I feel like at least one of mine is gonna be similar to that.
Well, that's
So I
that's what I'm
respect it.
saying. Like you were like movies you can watch over and over again. If that's
If
on,
that's-
I'm watching it over and over
Okay.
again.
See, I'm not gonna judge you on that because if that's just your preference, if you
I just
I do
never
think I
pictured
wouldn't-
him ever saying that.
and I am
That's
with
why
you.
I laughed.
I'm with you on
I don't
that.
think it's a bad movie.
That's why
either.
initially it caught me off guard. And he was, and it made me laugh because I was
Bro,
like, I don't
while
see
you were in-
Emerson thinking that.
While
but
you
that
were in
is
the
a good
bathroom, I couldn't speak for like a minute. I was just laughing. I was like,
movie. Is it Halle Berry that's in that movie that he's going after?
No,
it's
no,
Carmen.
no, it's
Carmen
Eva-
Mendes.
Eva
ooh,
Mendes. I knew
Eva
he was gonna know that
Mendes.
name too.
That's also part of the reason.
Eva
why.
Mendes.
Bree, I love you. I'm
But
sorry.
Eva Mendes. Caitlin, I love you too.
Okay. My
Number
number
two.
three. Number 3.
Oh, is that number 2 then?
Or sorry. No, that was number 3.
Number 3, okay.
Number 2. I just have to say Avengers Endgame. I'm just.
You know what? I can't hate on it.
I know it's so difficult to just pick one from all the Marvel, but just
That was
some
your
of
childhood.
some of those scenes that
That was a
end battle-
decade
a decade in
of
the
our
work
childhood.
into one movie, and that big battle scene, the amount of things that are in that scene it's incredible. I could rewatch that every day.
I
if
just
needed to.
want like a whole wall dedicated to the part where Captain America walks up
Oh
with
my
Mjolnir and half a shield, and he is under the impression that nobody's behind him, and
It's-
he's gonna fight.
Future Funko Pop?
That would be amazing. That would be fantastic to put along the amazing coffee table we have here. But
It's basically like 1v an eternity of
but he
people,
was
like,
I don't know, I get a little bit weird, like I think about it too deep, probably more than most people. Like this one guy who technically doesn't really have powers was willing to just try and take on a whole army with whatever he had after one of them pretty much beat the fuck out of him the whole time, other than he got some shots in when he got Mjolnir. But
Then my favorite character of all time decided to make
Falcon.
an appearance.
Which made one of the most legendary lines now in Marvel Cinematic Movie history.
On your left.
On your left.
Fuck out of here.
And then portals open up. And who comes out? Shout out to the late and great Chadwick Boseman, who comes out of Wakanda first, is the first person you see walk out of the portals, and he just does the...
That's
Wakanda
another
forever.
great actor. People know him for that, but like he played
21
Jackie
Bridges.
Robinson in 42. That movie is phenomenal.
It is.
But I'm a baseball guy, so that
No,
that's
it
my
is.
first thing I put him to, because he did a great job on that too. I feel like he nailed Jackie Robinson for sure.
You know Branch Rickey, the
Tough
guy that signed
motherfucker.
him? Branch Rickey?
Mm-hmm.
So he was actually the head baseball coach a long time ago at Ohio Wesleyan University, where I went to school. Tiny little college in Delaware, Ohio. 1,800 people attended. He was the head baseball coach there.
That's dope.
It is dope. We have a whole arena, indoor arena dedicated to him.
Now I'm sure there's more, but that's like the first one I remember seeing him, and I was like, that dude can act.
Absolutely.
He's talented. He's pretty gifted. I'm sure there's plenty more that are out there, but that one and like him as Black Panther were like, dude,
Dude,
you nailed it.
Black Panther was...
Dude, the end scene with him and Killmonger after they had their fight in the train, and the sun is like, I can't remember if it's rising or setting, but it's like at the horizon.
it was setting.
Now I will say, only because I don't want to seem hypocritical, him outside of his movie, spot on. I wasn't a incredibly terrible, like a diehard fan for Black Panther like a lot of people were, but I had to watch it again, and I did appreciate it more the second time through. The first time through, I'm not gonna lie, I actually fell asleep in the movie theater watching it. But I gave it a second chance because there's a guy. So the reason I did that is solely on this one person that I used to work with at Enterprise. And he would talk to me, and he would say how great he thought that movie was, and I was like, okay. I was like, I think the character's awesome. I think he fits perfect in what like the Avengers and everything is, and everything building up to that movie was great for him. I was like, I just didn't get into it, but I rewatched it because he was just like, you just got to rewatch it, pay more attention to it, look at all the details, and when I did, it was better. Still don't think it was one of the top tier movies. Like that one made a lot of money, but
it was like $1 billion.
yeah, like that movie made a lot of money, but I don't think it was the best. But I did appreciate it more. But anyways, rounding back.
So now
Your
you.
top three.
This is tough.
I've got my predictions for your top.
I want to
three.
hear your predictions for me.
Sharknado 1, 2,
Never
and
seen-
3.
Never even seen them. Never even seen them.
Hold on. Okay,
Although,
Tremors,
what's her name in it used to be
Tremors?
so hot in American Pie. What's her name? Tara Reid.
Oh yeah.
She used to be
ring
smoke
a
show.
bell.
Tremors, or Tremor.
I've
Tremors?
never seen that movie either.
It's a great movie.
The Secret
Um,
Life of Pets.
Actually, a really great movie. I would watch those. It's not in the top 3, but I would watch those. I think
It's number 4.
See, this is where I thought the second one was the first one. No, I take it back. The first one was better than that one. The second one I thought was funny. People didn't like it, but I thought it was really good.
He's going into way too much detail about this.
I enjoyed the movie. Okay, I think we don't deserve dogs, and I think it nailed it of why we don't deserve dogs.
I agree.
Of how loyal
Dogs
they are.
are the best.
Okay,
Oh,
pets
yeah?
in general.
Oh yeah.
'Cause there's more than
My
just dogs.
kitchen begs to differ with.
But would you
deserving dogs.
trade that dog for anything in the world? And do you think he
I wouldn't.
like?
I'd take a bullet for that
yeah,
dog.
exactly.
I'd take a train for that dog.
Exactly.
And then he'd
Like
probably
anything else,
pee
you
on
have
my
to-
body after
you
I
have to-
took that train.
Like how happy he was just to be included in all this a second ago. Yeah, he might have pissed on everything for a second, and I wiped it on Emerson. So what? Still a good dog.
Give me your top
Anyways,
3.
number 3, and I have a great story with it too, but I don't know if I'm going to tell it because it'll embarrass somebody. Talladega Nights is number 3. You can watch that
classic.
movie any day of the week.
Yeah.
It's got to be the original. It can't be the edited version like they put on TV sometimes. Talladega Nights is on there. So funny. Such a funny movie. Step Brothers was going to be in that place. Like, they're really close. But I think I would get tired of Step Brothers before I got tired
Side
of Talladega
tangent.
Nights.
Have you seen the people editing over like the Step Brothers argument over the debate?
I haven't. But I
Would
could
he
see
like
it.
teabag his drum set or whatever, like that argument, and they just cut it between Trump and Biden, and it's the most funny thing.
Oh my god.
Number two. Number two. God, there's
Number 2.
That's where I was going with that. It was
Sharks
Austin
with
Powers
freaking
reference.
laser beams attached to their heads.
Throw me a freaking bone here. I've been frozen for 30 freaking
It's
years.
so hard to break it down into 3. But number 2,
Do I my cute Randy, baby? Yeah.
Yeah, do I?
number 2 for nostalgic reasons. I'm not a car person, but the original, the Fast and the Furious movie
it.
with Paul Walker and Vin Diesel,
When you turned the
all the
hat
main characters.
backwards, I knew it was
Bro,
going to be a Fast and Furious
That
movie.
is a classic. That was one, and there's more behind just me liking the movie. Like, it wasn't supposed to even be like the saga that it is. Like, it was literally supposed to be that movie, and that was it. It was so low budget. Like,
Do you know why they filmed Fast and Furious 2?
So Vin Diesel
Remind me.
could shift in his car 12 million times?
No.
look, Vin Diesel was a badass in
There
that
was a
original
major
movie.
CIA drug operation tied into Fast and Furious 2 to move a lot of illegal drugs through import tuner cars.
Like, is this a legitimate thing, or is this just a theory?
Operation Too Fast, Too Furious. They literally named it that.
Oh, so it was like going off of that? Is that what you're saying?
They used
Because,
the
I mean, it
movie-
is about a drug bust.
They used the movie to do that.
Oh, okay.
They funded the movie to fund their drug trafficking.
I don't know how true that is, so I'm just going to take your word, because I've never heard that before, but I'll just take your word on it.
CIA operation.
I'll look it up later. I don't
Pass me a
know.
bottle opener.
Yeah, you mean the
Just
eye
break
gouger
the top half of
2000?
my bottle off.
It's the eye gouger 2000, by the way.
Eye gouger 1793.
Number
You do
one,
other things with that.
y'all are gonna laugh at me, but this is a childhood
laughed at me?
favorite. I did. This is a childhood favorite. Literally love this movie, and it's a nostalgic thing too that I can watch. I could fall asleep to, and I have actually multiple times. And if Caitlin, you haven't guessed this movie by now, then we're gonna have to have a talk. But I know you already guessed this movie, Hercules.
It's a great
Disney.
movie. It's a great movie.
Hercules.
The animated?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Mhm.
I had no qualms with that.
You can laugh at me all you want. I don't
No,
care.
I
I
totally
fucking.
understand.
No, it's
That
the same response you had from me
Yeah.
with Hitch. I did not
You wouldn't think that, right? Dude, I can watch that movie at any single point, and
I
dude, it just
pictured you
it's
as like
great.
an
I love it.
original Daredevil movie lover kind of guy.
I do like the original Daredevil movies, dude. I think those movies are great too. I love Ben Affleck. I'm a Ben Affleck fan, so
I think for what they had at the time, it wasn't bad.
it was so
But
corny.
the show is
I've heard the show is really good.
phenomenal.
I haven't
That-
watched Daredevil, but I've watched Punisher.
If you watch
Punisher,
Daredevil,
badass.
it's probably just as good as Punisher.
I think
If
the
not
Punisher
better.
role for the show.
Third season's a little weird.
I haven't seen the movie The Punisher, which I wish I would have. But
Which one? And they had two different actors.
I don't
play
know. I think that's why I didn't watch it, because if they weren't consistent with it, then I don't see it as being very good. Like, if you
One
couldn't
of
keep
them's
your
pretty
main
good
character.
in terms of like if you want to just see sheer carnage and violence.
I mean, that's essentially what the Punisher is.
2004 one, but I mean, Punisher had that crazy backstory of like just the whole PTSD, or like that one kid who was literally living in foxholes in his backyard because he couldn't get out of being in like war. And I don't know, man, that one pulled on your heartstrings a little. Like, ooh,
Yeah.
this is some.
Yeah.
I've had family in the military, but never personally done anything, so it's kind of like this is some uncharted territory for me. That
Almost like the character for the show was like, I like him as an actor. I wish he wouldn't have died in The Walking Dead, because I feel like after that fact, it like kind of went downhill. I don't know if you guys are Walking Dead fans. I am an incredible Walking Dead fan
Until season 7.
Is that when Negan like killed Glenn? Spoiler alert.
If you haven't seen,
It's been a while since that came out.
That's
That's
like
not even-
season 6 or 5. where he kills Glenn,
so-
batters his head in.
After like the next season I watched, they lost me because they tried to go like in depth with all these characters, and it was too much and too slow. Maybe not too much, but too slow
Way
in
too
development
slow.
with that.
Way
And that's
too
where
slow.
it lost me. So once, because supposedly Rick leaves. I
Yeah,
don't know if he
yeah.
leaves or if he dies, but apparently he like leaves. He's no longer a part of it anymore.
No, so what happens is there's like a bridge explosion, and Rick nobody can find Rick. Daryl's looking for Rick, but he got like helicopter lifted off by some random lady and just flies off. And that was the last episode you've seen it. And they filmed like
And that's it. Like you don't.
That was it.
See, I know he was gone at one point. And it's like I don't know. I really love The Walking Dead. I got into it like when season 3 was about to happen. So I binge watched it on Netflix or Hulu or whatever it was on.
Netflix, yeah.
I binge watched it to catch up for that season, and I was like, dude, this is fucking awesome. This
It
is
was good
dope
when it
as
was
shit.
just their group versus zombies. After they introduced, I like Negan a lot. I thought he was really good. But once they just kept introducing new groups of people, I was like,
And
this
what's
is too
bad
much.
is like I get you have to in a zombie apocalypse. That's gonna fucking happen. Unfortunately, people are gonna die. Zombies are gonna get them. Other groups are gonna get them. It's gonna happen. But it was like they tried to force in-depth shit with all of them.
Yeah.
Or it was in depth on shit that you really didn't need to go in depth on. I think after they met up with the redheaded dude, the guy who was supposedly had the cure or how to fix the cure, and then whatever the Latina lady was, I can't remember her
Oh,
name.
yeah. I forget their name.
Like after that, I don't think they needed to go in as far a depth per character as they did. I feel like those should have been like the last main characters
I
you
liked
go
them.
deep into it.
I
I did
liked
too.
those three.
I've never watched a second. Of The
You
Walking Dead.
you should
okay.
watch it. Like you might get to the point where I'm at too,
I did
but
like Game of Thrones, honestly, till like season 5. But then,
don't
to be
don't
honest,
don't.
like everybody kind of not ruining, like I get it did ruin for me their like opinions of how season 8 ended and everything like that and all that. And
They spent 7, excuse my language, but this annoys the shit out of me, 7 fucking seasons building up the Night King and his army and killed him in 2 minutes. I hated season 8. Hated it. Hated it. It was terrible.
While we're on this
Fucking hated
topic,
it.
let's give our top 3 TV series of all time.
Okay.
Sawyer, you're starting.
Overall?
Overall, you're starting.
So number 1, and it should be no shock, Dragon Ball Z. By far my favorite. It's nostalgic. I just like it. It's just it. A nerd moment. Just
Gotcha.
it. TV series. Second one. I've never really had many. The Walking Dead would be in this until I fizzled out on it. Like if I hadn't fizzled out, Walking Dead would definitely be up there. The Flash.
That was really good.
Fucking love that show. And then the third one. This one's tough. So those 2 are pretty easy. The third one, I'm trying to think. I don't know. Rattle some off. Rattle some off for me real quick. That aren't going to be in your top.
3. I'll give my number 3.
Okay.
It might be early, but The Boys.
Yeah.
That's
See-
one show I'm genuinely like
In bed.
excited every time an episode comes out. And even
Yeah.
after watching the first season, I was like, I love the spin on like the whole superhero thing where it's like they're not heroes whatsoever
Mm-hmm.
fucking ever.
I can't believe it took me this long to think of it. Go ahead, answer me. What's my number 3? Which actually should be number 1. I do not like comedic television
The
shows.
Office?
The Office.
I was waiting for you to
That
say
should be
it.
that actually no. Dragon Ball Z is still 1. Number 2, The Office. Number 3, The Flash.
Okay.
That is my order.
Okay. Bree would agree with you on The Office, but she'd put it at number 1.
It's a great show.
I'm gonna nerd out as well. Yu-Gi-Oh. is one of my top 3. I don't know where it falls, but it's one of my top 3. Friday Night Lights.
I feel like if you don't know,
dude, I rewatched that recently. Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
dude, that makes top 5. It didn't make top 3 for me. It makes top 5. But yeah, great show. I feel like if you can't figure out where Yu-Gi-Oh is gonna go, it's gonna be like number 3.
I don't know.
Do you like that over Friday
No.
Night Lights?
I don't know. The third one is Game of Thrones, actually.
Fuck that, dude. Yes, yes, until season 8.
No, I even liked season 8, but they had it out of order. I loved the episode of the big battle. There's so much in that is so good. When Arya is fighting off people out of nowhere,
Arya's
she's just
badass,
flinging that
bro.
staff around. So badass. Jon Snow out there about to fight a whole freaking army to get to the Night King. So badass. When who are the horse riding guys? I forget their names.
The Dothraki.
When they go sprinting off into the dark and all their lights extinguish. Because that's
how the season started.
Right.
Started great.
Right. I think they had it out of order.
Afterwards.
So you know how at the end Daenerys was going ape shit on the frickin' King's Landing, right?
Mm-hmm.
With the dragon. So I feel like all of the humans should have backed all the way to King's Landing first. So flip the big battle with the final episode, right? Flip those. They take over King's Landing, right? They hold King's Landing. Humans, they know the Night King is coming. Then they have the big final battle as like the season finale. The Night King's coming.
I agree.
Feel like if that order,
if you're gonna kill him the way you killed him, I agree.
Yeah.
But they miss so much shit. That could be a whole nother like topic we could break down. Well, we gotta get to Austin.
God. All right.
My number 2.
What was your? Sorry. Repeat your number 3.
The Boys.
The Boys.
The Boys. Okay, that's right.
My number 2. I don't know if either of you watched it. It's an animated series, but Justice League and Justice League Unlimited.
I did.
I've watched the Justice League.
You've recommended it numerous times,
One
and I
of
should
the
watch it.
best representations of DC Comics in shows. Justice League, the first season, is just the original 7 on various comic book, like heavily influenced comic book adventures. Like you could literally read some of their episodes in a book, and it's portrayed just in an animated fashion.
I like
Justice
that,
League
too.
Unlimited. Justice League Unlimited is when they start to expand out of the 7. And they've brought in all these other people. Like they focus a lot on like Green Arrow, and then there's even like conflict in the middle of the season where most of the people who've been brought in outside of the 7 think like maybe we have too much power.
What are you talking about? The Boys or the Justice League? You saying the 7?
The original 7 of
It's
the Justice
I
League.
know. I was just thinking.
But they're like, maybe we do. Like, we're in a fucking satellite in space with an orbital weapon, which, spoiler alert, season 2 gets triggered by some outside forces that I won't mention, but it's a very, very good episode.
I like the. I've seen like numerous, I guess, clips of it. I like the Flash's character. And
I like the Flash and I like Batman.
The Flash has
And
one
Batman.
of the best episodes of all time in any show I've ever watched.
Don't they do Superman and the Flash racing at one point?
They do. That's in the Superman animated series. But I don't know if anybody's gonna watch it. But spoiler alert for the show that came out in like 2000, and like the season finale of season 1, Justice League, or it might be even Justice League Unlimited. Brainiac has taken over Lex Luthor, and it's Unlimited. And because it's revealed at the end of season 1 when Brainiac shot Lex Luthor with like a plasma blast, he downloaded his consciousness into him that would come out whenever he needed it to. And so he gets himself into like ultimate Brainiac form. And then he's just destroyed the whole Justice League. Like Superman's knocked out, Jon Stewart, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, Hawkgirl, they're all toast. And Flash is left and he's all torn up and everything, and he's like, Brainiac in his robotic voice, he's like, "What are you going to do?" you are merely one superhero against me with infinite knowledge and power.
Yeah, dude.
And
Brainiac's
Flash just
OP.
goes, kind of has the scared look, and he takes off. And it still has some of Lex Luthor's subconscious, so he has, like, personality. He's just like, huh, like, that's what I thought. Because Brainiac actually gives Lex Luthor, like, joint control. Because he's, like, that level intellect. Then all of a sudden you just see, like, from the other side of Brainiac from behind, poof, a red black flash hit by and just fucking knock him over a little bit. And then you see it again, and then all of a sudden he's going fast enough and it's knocking off his armor slowly, and he's trying to fucking grab him. And Flash is, like, entering the Speed Force, like, for the first time ever. And he's, like, knocking him out. And then eventually he hops on him, and he just starts punching the fuck out of him, like, infinitely, where you can't even see his fists. And he starts tearing out, like, all of his, like, organic and biometric stuff. And he's like, what are you doing? Like,
what are you doing?
Brainiac and Lex Luthor's like, don't you understand? And he's like, he's like, and then all of a sudden Flash is, like, he kills him, or destroys him. And then the rest of the Justice League wakes up, and he's like, you alright? And I think it's actually Wally West at this time. And he's, like, phasing in and out, like, you can see him, like, kind of, and he's like, I think he literally says, like, I feel kind of funny, guys, and then, like, he just disappears into, like, a portal. So then the whole Justice League, like, makes, like, a chain link thing with, like, Superman at the back pulling Flash out of the Speed Force. And he's like, I can't go that fast ever again. Like,
That's sick. That's sick as
dude,
fuck.
it's one of the most, especially if you love the Flash as, like, a character, that's, like, one of the most satisfying episodes of, like, TV to watch.
I feel like you have to like the Flash as a character.
Or another perfect episode with him is him and Martian Manhunter team up. And it's, like, the most illogical one because Martian Manhunter's kind of the same, almost like Brainiac, like, very technical,
So
logical,
smart.
very smart, precision, like, all this. And Flash is like, you gotta cut loose, man, like, or whatever. And Mr. Miracle gets kidnapped and taken to Apocalypse because Darkseid's gone. So he's, like, one of the sons of Darkseid, so they're using him as a pawn. And Flash is like, is nobody gonna, like, go do this? Like, this is a serious issue. If somebody gains control of Apocalypse, they're probably gonna invade us. And Martian Manhunter's like, we just don't have the people for that right now. And he's like, I'm out of here. Then the whole episode goes, he gets him back and everything, and it turns out the whole time Martian Manhunter and him had worked out, like, a phase thing. So when he got back with the right guy, he was phased in as Mr. Miracle. So they kidnapped, like, the person that was, like, trying to take him over and everything.
Yeah.
And then they go play Rock'em Sock'em Robots. And the Flash goes, I get the red one. And Martian Manhunter puts his head down. He goes, I wanted the red one.
All right. So that's your number 2, right?
Number 2,
So what's number 1 then?
Rick and Morty.
I should have
see.
fucking guessed that. That's easy.
That's another one, like, I fall asleep to Rick and Morty because I fucking like going to bed in a good mood. So I put on Rick and Morty and make me laugh, and then I just be like, huh.
Bro,
So-
I've told y'all, I live one of my life off of a quote from Rick and Morty. Like, it's your choice to be offended.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, ever since I heard that, I had never thought about it in that way.
But it's a
until-
very true statement.
It is.
like,
Sorry,
you
I
can
knocked your
choose to
stir
let
over.
someone... You can choose to let someone fucking bring you down and just... What? Oh, yeah. That. If I had a portal gun, I could have got it to you.
Dude, you need to come over. You need to play the Rick and Morty VR game.
I do.
Literally the most mind-numbing game there is. But it is so Rick and Morty that it just fits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I've been wanting to play that
you
Trover
essentially
game, too.
play as a Morty clone. And they go off and they do some shit, and you just get to fuck around in his, like, garage. And you do tasks for him, and it's very interactive. It's cool. Like, it's, for as simple as it is, it's very in-depth, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, you literally are stuck in a garage, but there's so much shit you can do in that garage, and then you can teleport. And it just being a VR experience is so fucking
Anything
cool.
VR is pretty dope.
Y'all should come play the VR, dude. It's fucking dope.
I want
it is
one
so dope.
bad.
I want to get, so they have like iRacing and everything too, which is like NASCAR, which the NASCAR. I know you're going to say some shit. You've been on my ass today.
Famous Larry the
Anyways.
Cable Guy bit, I think, or I think it's Jeff Dunham. They're making a left turn.
That's all it is.
Oh, look. They're making another left turn.
There's something about iRacing because it's more than just like pressing the gas pedal and turning. Because you have like my dad would be able to go in depth. He's so fucking into it. But I want it because like you could literally be like if you have the steering wheel and you have the pedals and you got the VR goggles on, it's essentially like you're fucking in the race car. You know what I mean? I feel like that'd be cool as shit.
Cool.
So, like, I went to, like, a place that's in where we live that is, like, I don't know if they're still open, like, a virtual reality, like, arcade where you could go pay for time to play, like, games and stuff. Mm-hmm. And there's, like, the Beat Saber one where the blocks come at you and you're like, turn, and it's, like, the musical one.
Bro,
That's so
you'll be
cool.
going at, me and Caitlin, when we play, we have to, like, block out a time of the day to play it because you'll lose like
Then
reality
there
of
was
time because you'll just be playing it and you'll be having a blast. Dude,
There
it's so
was
fun.
another one where you were in like a little bit of a circle you could kind of run around in, but you couldn't like go off anywhere. And like these orbs would come at you and fire like lasers and stuff. And you had two controllers and you could switch between like two dual-wheel machine guns, two shotguns, two like sniper shot kind of things, or one would turn into a shield. But there's something about, like, when something comes by your head in the VR and you're like, that. I caught myself, like, a couple times. I'd take it off and I'd be like, nothing just flew by my fucking head, right?
Yeah.
Because
It's crazy how realistic it comes across because there's a game that they made after the John Wick movies called Pistol Whip. And essentially, your character constantly moves forward. But essentially what happens is from the right and from the left side, these enemies come in and they try and shoot you. What you need to do as soon as you see them, you try and shoot them literally like John Wick. It's like pow, 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 like shit like that. And it's like multiple levels and everything like that. But when they shoot at you, you see like the bullet trail and everything. And like you have to like dodge it. And it's... I wish my brother had recorded me so I could show y'all. But you get so into it, you kind of forget that you're in a room. And, like, I was moving around. Like, I'm trying to step forward, step back, lean to the side, step into the right. Dude, it's...
have you
lose
played
yourself.
that, like, super hot game?
Yep, I have it, actually.
That's, like, where it only moves when
like,
you move?
Yeah, like, if you stand still, time stands still. But as soon as you move to, like, to grab a gun and then you go to shoot, like, everything starts going on and they constantly are shooting at you.
So, like, I was doing that in the virtual reality thing, and they were like, try to stay in one spot for this game, like, blah, blah, blah. But it turned out, I figured out, like, I could move around. Like, you can walk around in that game if you actually walk around and, like, get behind stuff. Like, if you have the space, you could, like, use the whole room that the game is in. So, like, I was, like, in the corner of the room because there was one where there was, like, a desk, and I was, like, ducked behind it. And I would, like, pick up a bottle and, like, chuck it and then, like, duck down and, like, try to throw something back.
Dude, VR is dope. It's
That's
so
just-
dope.
Okay, so that kind of brings me into one TV series that I really, really enjoy, but it's not my top three. The Sword Art Online.
That's
SAO.
another one you've told me to watch, and I haven't.
You need to watch that shit, bro. Literally, if you're talking about VR, you lay down, put on a whole ass headset, and your entire mind goes engulfed into the game, and you control it with your mind. Like, if we get to that point in the gaming world, I don't know what's... That's just insane.
Dude, I've got two that popped in my head. So one is a comedy. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I think, is hilarious. With Andy
loves that
Samberg,
show.
Terry Crews. God, I hate that I can't remember the other names. But whoever plays the character of one of like the he's a main character, but he's like a side role. Is Agent Boyle, the most hilarious person in that entire show, and he is literally just
The
a
oblivious
nerdy,
nice guy, right?
he's a people pleaser, super nerdy, unathletic, Dude, he is the
Sounds like you.
funny. Well, hey, I feel like I'm athletic. That's hurtful.
Lifting weights is not athletic.
I would say I'm athletic. I played a college sport. I was a collegiate athlete. I feel like I am.
No, you got it. You're right. You're right.
athletic.
You played chess in college. Calm down.
Anyway, that was funny. Anyways, the other one. Holy shit! Why did I just blank?
I don't know.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Unpopular
the
opinion.
worst show of all time that you talk about all the time.
Sorry. Don't even.
Don't even.
Black
One Punch
Mirror
Man.
is another one on Netflix. Y'all watch the Black Mirror episodes? One
I've
Punch
seen
Man
a
is
few,
better.
a bunch.
Have you done the Black Mirror
Yeah,
Bandersnatch?
Bandersnatch is pretty fun.
Bruh.
I only
I
did it
till
once, but it was like 3 hours
Bree and I
long.
did it until we did every possible ending.
There's supposedly 5.
Yeah, we did all of them.
Was it worth it? I feel like it's worth it. I had a good time doing it.
It was really fun, but afterwards we got pissed because it was just like, oh my god.
So, this is going to go into the past for anybody who wants to, I'm interviewing with or anything like that. This is the past. This is like 21-year-old Sawyer who is still in college and smoking a lot of marijuana, which I didn't do, by the way, because I
hell is
passed
that?
drug tests.
Y'all gonna forfeit
Anyways.
some baseball games.
It's
bruh.
not like it matters. It's not like we. Anyway, I could go into another rant with that shit. Anyways, my favorite thing to do would to be get as stoned as I could get and watch Black Mirror episodes and just let my mind wander.
It's a good way to have a panic attack.
Yeah,
Dude,
no shit.
the most trippy one is
With the
literally
robot dog?
the VR one where the Captain Falcon or the Captain Falcon. It's Super Smash Bros. The Falcon from Captain America. The actor and
him
his
the
best
dude
friend
start, like,
go into
banging
this
each other in the
VR and they start
or in the video
fucking
game.
in the VR.
Because one's a male character and one's a female character, and they like doing
It's
it
supposed
in the
to-
game. With
it's
each
supposed
other.
to. So
I knew I didn't like that guy.
No. So I mean, it was really awkward at first.
That whole episode.
That
is awkward.
episode, but I was so stoned watching it. So what happens is it's supposed to be like a fighting game, and you choose your like a Tekken.
It's like Mortal
or
Kombat.
Mortal Kombat. It's supposed to be like one of those games simulations, but they've realized like the sensations that you feel like punching and everything like that are more in depth. So they like if you were a chick in there, you could be as super hot as you want to be, and they just fuck, and it's so awkward and so weird, and they literally end the episode where they meet in person and they're like, do you love me? Let's find
Yeah,
out.
it's
And then they
weird.
kiss and they're
Do you
like,
love
I
me?
don't love you. This is over. That's literally how it ends. But the whole thing, it's just like
You didn't get
Ready
the
Player
reference.
One. I'm just ignoring you at this point.
Old Greg.
I didn't even hear what you said, to be honest with you. I was
Do you
expecting
love me?
Love me,
awkward
love me,
silence.
say that
You love me, fool me, so on and fool me.
Go watch Old Greg on YouTube.
There's an office reference to what we just did, by the way.
I really don't give a fuck.
I don't like.
I don't like comedies.
Wow, that was offensive.
To who? Go ahead. Say who is offensive to.
I don't
Because
have
I wasn't.
to.
I
don't
wasn't
have to.
offending
I
anybody.
don't have to. I don't have to.
I was offending you.
Yeah, because I'm a moron.
Yeah,
You
are.
made like a comment towards people who are morons.
No,
and
just
I'm,
you.
And I'm a moron.
So what's your
No,
number
just you.
one show?
I already said what my number one show
What was
was.
your number one?
Dragon Ball Z.
DBZ, baby.
What was 2 and 3?
2 was The Flash.
And The Office.
3
No, it
was
The
no.
Office.
2 was The Office, and 3 was The Flash.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
What are your favorite shows?
Comment down below.
Well,
Can I get an F in the chat?
Clip it.
we are. Wow, holy shit! We actually flew through this. We're almost at 2 hour mark.
Oh wow.
I think it's been a pretty good one.
There you go.
I still want Emerson to do an outro, which
Got it.
I can't get him to do.
He just said got it. He just said got it.
God,
man.
why won't he do one? I just want him to do one, but he won't do one.
I'm trying.
Go ahead, hot dog bun.
I'll show you a hot dog bun.
Hold
That's
on.
known as public indecency.
I want to know what that is because that sounds really, really strange. Please
If
elaborate.
the shoe fits, Sawyer, what's in your mind?
Okay, we
is
get it.
probably what you
I'm
think. Okay.
strange. Are you saying like you don't want me to repeat what I'm thinking right now? This is very inappropriate.
Hot dog bun. What goes in hot dog buns?
A hot dog bun.
Hot
What are
dogs.
you considering the hot dog bun?
What do hot dogs look like?
Carbohydrates, wheat.
I fucking hate him. I hate him. I hate it.
Depends on the type of hot dog you get too. There's pork, there's beef.
There are
there's
there's chicken, there's turkey. Dude, there's so many.
Tofu.
Turkey, bacon. Would you ever? I have.
I have.
It's awful.
If I had to choose,
A beef
no.
hot dog's the way to go.
Full beef.
Nathan's.
Not that filler
Nathan's,
chicken
Ballpark
and shit.
Franks.
Ooh. You like them long or you like them thick?
I like them bun.
I
length.
like them juicy.
I like them chunky.
I like them bun length.
You like them
All
bone
right,
length.
so this
So
just
that none of my toppings fall off.
Hold
the
on,
hot
hold
dog
on. We're
as I
talking
eat it.
about thick hot dogs now, okay, or long ones, bun fitting.
In
Wink,
the
wink.
popular terms, glizzies. We're talking about
Glizzies?
They're
That
known
sounds
as
like
glizzies.
something else.
Hot dogs are known as
Bleezy?
glizzy.
glizzy,
Oh, glizzy. I thought you said
Or glizzy.
bleezy.
glizzy
Oh,
gobbler.
bleezies? You got bleezies?
Glizzy.
Oh, glizzies.
A hot dog is known as a glizzy.
Why?
I don't know. Some rapper said it in a song.
Oh, I thought it was bleezies that he said. Got the
No, it's glizzy. I'm
Glizzy.
1,000% sure on it.
glazy.
You can Google
Like
glizzy right now.
glazy?
This motherfucker.
Glazed donuts?
Krispy Kreme. I hate them, but okay. Actually, I don't
Dunkin'
hate
Donuts?
them. Dunkin'
Dunkin'?
Donuts. Ooh.
LeBron James?
Mm.
China? Sweatshops? Nike? Oh.
Word
did I-
association. Okay.
Sorry.
We're
I
gonna
went a little
close
bit crazy
here.
there.
If you enjoyed
I
today's
still
episode,
have a
please
full beer.
Please, you can fucking drink it then.
I
Drink
have
it.
a
Start
three
drinking.
quarters and then a full beer.
You wanted me to do an outro. I'm trying to do a damn
you're right,
outro.
You're
okay,
right.
okay.
You're
You
right,
don't
fam.
have to leave right after this.
Okay. If you enjoyed today's episode, please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what your favorite movies were, favorite TV series were. If you think Sawyer's a dumbass, go ahead and let us know.
Fun facts about
Dude,
space.
that's just a given. I'm
we
a
kind of
dumbass.
we said we were going to talk about space. Clearly, we talked about it for like 5 minutes and just went all over the place.
At
We were
least
just
I didn't
chatting
wear a
today.
hood on the entire time.
At least we
in
didn't
a
wear a hood the
house.
entire time.
He's
You're acting
protecting
like
his
it's 30
identity.
degrees in here.
He's protecting his identity.
He's
You're
so
wearing-
cool.
No. Hold on. He's wearing jeans and boots to a damn podcast on a couch. Like, get the hell out of here. Who you impressing?
It's fuck. They're stretchy jeans. Express.
I would
Express
talk
jeans.
shit, but I got stretchy jeans too. They're fantastic.
They are.
You just look. I'm not wearing jeans right now.
I know.
I'm wearing shorts.
I have pants on.
Oh, he's wearing
jeans too.
I guess
Fuck.
I'm the odd one out.
Outro.
All right, I'm trying to close this out here.
Short shorts here.
Again, if you enjoyed the episode, like, comment, subscribe, share, tell all your friends. We're trying to grow this thing. I hope we entertain you a little bit. If we don't, and you don't like the things we're saying, sorry. These are things that are
Sorry,
on our
not
mind.
sorry.
If you hear Sawyer talking in the background right now, there's something wrong with him.
Like, comment,
I'm Hot Dog Bun.
Hey, hot dog
This
bun.
is Hot Dog.
Oh.
And this is Austin.
No, that's the bearded elf with a lot of lice in his beard, which I don't.
I've got a
understand.
lot of lice.
Go ahead. Just a little rant before I
They're
stop.
my friends. I don't want to get rid of them. I'm awfully lonely.
Why do you turn Irish?
I don't know.
I'm a bearded elf.
Why is? Yeah. Why is?
I'm
why,
short. I'm like a wee leprechaun.
I said an elf, not a leprechaun.
It's the same thing. We just have red beards.
But you're.
I dye it.
There you go. You were prepared for that one. All right.
Goodbye.
See you guys.
Oi.